Hello and welcome to SG Speechless. Today's video is with Luke Skywalker skin combos. Let's get into this video. This video is going to be combos for two Luke Skywalker skins we have, which is a standard one here, Luke Skywalker and Dagobah Luke as well. This video was suggested by 3 of my viewers, which is YSN, King Pigman and 666 Alice _. Thank you very much to all 3 of you for the video suggestions. I really do appreciate it. YSN said, would you be able to update Luke Skywalker combo video for this season? Of course I can. King Pigman said, can you do updated Dagobah Luke skin combos? Of course. And then 666 Alice _ said, have you ever made a video for Dagobah Luke, Luke Skywalker combos? And all combos will be shown for in-game at the end of the video. Make sure to give a timestamp in the description and comments down below. I've made 5 combos for standard Luke Skywalker and then 5 for Dagobah Luke as well. They can be found in the item shop under the Star Wars tab. And for example, if you want to buy a Luke Skywalker skin separately, it will cost you 1,500 V-Bucks. Or with the Luke Skywalker Bundle for 2,400 V-Bucks. If you want to buy the actual Dagobah Luke, it will cost you 1,200 separately, and with the bundle, which is the Dagobah Luke Bundle, 1,800. But at the moment, they're not actually selling the Dagobah Luke Bundle for some reason. But either way, if it is in the outfit, it will cost you 1,800 V-Bucks. If you want the Dagobah Luke Bundle. If you ever would like to use my credit code for any cosmetics in the item shop, for example, the Luke Skywalker skin, my credit code is SPEECH or Speech. If you decide to use it, feel free to let me know. So thank you personally. The first skin I'm making combos for is Luke Skywalker, part of the original Trilogy Set, introduced in Chapter 3, Season 4. Has 3 styles, which is Luke Skywalker, Jedi Knight, and then Cloaked. So I made 2 combos for the Luke Skywalker, 2 for Jedi Knight, and then 1 for Cloaked. First Back Bling is R2-D2, part of the original Trilogy Set, introduced in Chapter 3, Season 4. Works perfectly. For the white, this can also be used with Dagobah Luke as well. Pickaxe is Yoda's cane, part of the original Trilogy Set, introduced in Chapter 5, Season 2. Works perfectly for the Star Wars theme and just the theme in general. The umbrella I'm using for all combos is the Death Star umbrella, which is Victory Royale umbrella from this season. If you don't have this one or don't want to use it, you can also use a Blade Black 1 X-Wing, Millennium Falcon, Senate Repulsor Pod for like the black style or the Jedi Knight style of Luke Skywalker, Beskar Umbrella, Lambda Class Shuttle, Jedi Interceptor, or even the Anakin's Jedi Interceptor, which is any glider that is a Star Wars themed or anything that's white themed, black themed, depending on which style you're using. Contrail for all combos is Black Squadron Dive, introduced in this season, part of the new Trilogy Set. I'm using this one. You can also use the training remote trail if you'd like to, or even the Imperial Shuttle Dive. First weapon wrap is this one right here, Choose Your Alignment, part of the Galactic Syndicate Set, introduced in Chapter 6, Season MS1, or basically the Galactic Battle from this season's Battle Pass. Works perfectly with the standard style of Luke Skywalker. Let's move on to the second combo now. Back Bling is a disassembled C-3PO, part of the original Trilogy Set, introduced in Chapter 5, Season 2. If you don't have this one, you can also use the Metal Team Mishap as well, would work nicely. Pickaxe is electro-pairing blades, part of the Galactic Syndicate Set, introduced in this season. I'm using the electro-pairing blades, basically for like the blue actual lightning, as you can see. Let's move on to the second weapon wrap now, which is a 501st Legion, part of the prequel Trilogy Set, introduced in Chapter 4, Season 2. Works perfectly for the white, blue, and a little bit of black as well. Let's move on to the third combo now for Luke Skywalker, and this is for the second style for him, which is the Jedi Knight. Back Bling is the Jedi Order, part of the new Trilogy Set, introduced in Chapter 2, Season 1. This is definitely my favourite combo to use with this skin. The Pickaxe is the Omni Sword, the closest pickaxe we have to like a lightsaber, part of the Qatar Tech Set, introduced in Chapter 3, Season 2's Battle Pass. And I'm using the top blade of Pinpoint, guard is Bantam, and the bottom blade is Shard. You have Bantam and then you have Shard. And the pickaxe type is single wield. You can change it to dual wield or single wield in game by using the emote. So once again, you have the actual top one, or the top blade is Pinpoint, guard Bantam, and bottom blade is Shard. And the colour is Neon, and the hand style is just standard Omni Sword, using it for the green. You can also use the Ice Storm or just the standard Oceanic if you want like a blue one, totally up to you. There is also another green I guess you could use, this one right here, which is Enlightened. which is more like pinky green, but obviously you could also use that as well. Just any one in general, any colour, but I thought I'd go for green. Obviously his colour of his lightsaber, or Luke Skywalker's anyway, green. Let's move on to the third weapon wrap now, which is Star Map, part of the Ahsoka Tano set, introduced in Chapter 4, Season 4's Battle Pass, and we got this from doing the Ahsoka Tano challenges in that season. She was a secret skin. Let's move on to combo number 4 now. Back Bling is Kylo's cape, part of the new Trilogy set, introduced in Chapter 2, Season 1, using it for blacked out design. Pickaxe is from this season's Battle Pass, which is a Palpatine's cane, part of the original Trilogy set, introduced in Chapter 6, Season MS1, and more specifically the Galactic Battle Pass, works nicely for blacked out design. Let's move on to the weapon wrap now for this combo, which is AWR Armour, part of the original Trilogy set, introduced in Chapter 5, Season 2. Main unit for the black and the blue goes very nicely with this combo. Let's move on to combo number 5 now for the standard Luke Skywalker skin. We're now using technically the third style, which is basically a Jedi Knight style with a cloak, as you can see right here. Back Bling is from this season's Battle Pass, the Imperial Hollow, part of the original Trilogy set, and is Emperor Palpatine's Back Bling. Pickaxe is also from this season, which is Death Star Smasher. You get this for doing the ranked urgent quests. Works nicely obviously for this theme and just this skin in general. I've been using this one and the actual Palpatine's cane a lot since I've unlocked both. Let's move on to the weapon wrap now for this combo, also from this season's Battle Pass. Wookiee Rebel, part of the Cuddly Kozak set, introduced obviously in this season, works nicely for the brown design. Let's move on to the next combo number 6. Now on to Dagobah Luke, which does technically have harness off and on. I personally prefer it off. You can always use it on if it's up to you. Part of the original Trilogy set, introduced in Chapter 5, Season 2. Back Bling is the Child, part of the Mandalorian set, introduced in Chapter 2, Season 5's Battle Pass. You can also use Grogu if you don't have the Child, for example. Pickaxe is Obi-Wan's blade, part of the Obi-Wan Kenobi set, introduced in Chapter 3, Season 2. Works perfectly for the colour scheme and the theme in general, Star Wars theme. Let's move on to the 6th weapon wrap now, which is Kamino's Finest, part of the prequel Trilogy set, introduced in Chapter 4, Season 2. Works nicely for the Star Wars theme and white in general. Let's move on to the 7th combo now. Back Bling is Training Remote, part of the original Trilogy set, introduced in Chapter 3, Season 4. Pickaxe is the Ahsoka's Staff, part of the Ahsoka Tano set, introduced in Chapter 4, Season 4's Battle Pass, using it for the white design and also Star Wars theme in general. Let's move on to the 7th weapon wrap now. Gaming Legends series, Shield Weaver, part of the Horizon Zero Dawn set, introduced in Chapter 2, Season 6, works perfectly for this skin. I found with Dagobah Luke the hardest part with him is to basically find weapon wraps that go nicely. Let's move on to the 8th combo now, and the 3rd combo for the Dagobah Luke skin. Back Bling is Grogu, part of the Mandalorian set, introduced in Chapter 5, Season 3. Pickaxe is Harley Hitter, DC series Pickaxe, part of the Gotham City set, introduced in Chapter 2, Season 1. Harley Quinn's Pickaxe works perfectly with this skin. Let's move on to the weapon wrap now, which is Game Legends series once again. Mayhem, part of the Mayhem set, introduced in Chapter 1, Season X. Based on Borderlands weapon wrap, you got this for doing Welcome to Pandora challenges in Chapter 1, Season X. Let's move on to combo number 9 now. Back Bling is Hunter's Trophy, part of the Jungle Hunter set, introduced in Chapter 2, Season 5's Battle Pass, and is Predator's Back Bling from that season. Pickaxe is Reaper, introduced in Chapter 1, Season 1, similar to the Harley Hitter, goes very nicely with the colour scheme. Let's move on to the 9th weapon wrap now, which is Life's a Beach, introduced in Chapter 2, Season 7, goes very nicely with the colour scheme, and it's reactive as well. You basically see that footprints across the sand, which is pretty cool. Let's move on to the final combo now. The Back Bling for this one is the Jedi Holocron, part of the prequel Trilogy set, introduced in Chapter 4, Season 2. Works nicely for the Star Wars theme and the colour scheme as well. Pickaxe is Royal Naboo's Staff, part of the prequel Trilogy set, introduced in Chapter 4, Season 2. Works nicely, as you see right here. Let's move on to the final weapon wrap now, which is Star Wars series Actis Class, part of the prequel Trilogy set, introduced in Chapter 4, Season 2. Men using it for the Star Wars theme. That is all the updated skin combos done for the 2 Luke Skywalker skins, Luke Skywalker and Dagobah Luke. Thank you once again to YSN, King Pigman and 666 Alice _ I appreciate the video suggestion. I really did enjoy getting combos done for the 2 skins. The actual skins leave the item shop on the Luke Skywalker is the 9th of June, and then you have Dagobah Luke on the 9th of June as well. So we've got quite a while to decide whether or not you obviously want any of the Star Wars skins. I'm pretty sure 9th of June, all of them. Yeah, pretty much everything's 9th of June. If you want any of those, obviously I'll be in the app shop for quite a long time. If you ever do have any other Fortnite related videos, for example skin, back bling, pickaxe, glider / umbrella, contrail or weapon wrap, or anything other Fortnite related, always feel free to let me know in the comments down below. We're always down to give something new a go. But anyways, that's pretty decent.